I was in a band called White Lion from 1985 to 1996, I guess is when we broke up. And we had a saying, rockin's our, or wait, no, White Lion's our name, rockin's our game, solo's what we're playing. Well, actually, I don't think we used that, but...
My interest in Cobras is probably rooted in the same general interest that anybody would have over this group of snakes, in that here's an animal that does a really striking demonstration to pronounce it whenever it's afraid. Also, it gives off a warning.
We actually had two guitars. We would go back and forth, soloing to each other, then to the crowd, then to the drums, then to the singer.
I even know of some instances where they've demonstrated learned behavior.
A lot of people say, hey, we couldn't pull that off in a professional manner. You know, you can't have just two guitars soloing nonstop and verses the choruses, but they obviously didn't hear our tapes.
King cobras are the top snake predator in their snake-based food chain, if you will, and they feed almost exclusively on other snakes.
This is apparently belonged to Slash of Guns N' Roses, and the way the story goes, actually it's broken, if you can see that. The story is he was giving off an awesome solo, of the caliber that you might have seen in November Rain, when he's in front of the chapel and there's aerial shot all around him and he's just all that stuff. Anyway, so it's a sweet solo. But anyway, so what they're saying is that he was soloing on this, shredding this so hard that the strings melted and that the neck blew off the body of the guitar.
It's well known that a bite from a cobra can kill someone, and it's well known that that they will bite if they are molested.
When I get lonesome or down or depressed that White Lion wasn't making the strides that I wanted to see happen towards success, most of the time I would just turn to solos of the other greats.
Hustling, bustling on a dirty, windy street in New Delhi and doing the fakir thing with the cobras. It would be kind of boring keeping a snake like that in a wicker basket. Besides, man, these guys shit a lot.
Cinderella, Queen's Ride, Great White, GNR, Warrant, Twisted Sister, Black Sabbath.
How often do you want to go cleaning cages? Come on. I'm a dad. I got to put up with enough shit already.
And one of the most effective ones was Iommi's solo in War Pigs. I'm going to listen to that right now.
I personally don't maintain any cobras in my collection. I've got a good number of rattlesnakes, but golly, quite honestly, man, they shit a lot. And it's just like...
Anyway, so I'm already cheered up. There's practical applications that can, after a hard day's work, I can kind of blow off some steam with that, or can also drown out a nagging wife. Then if you have people over to your place and there's that kind of uncomfortable moment before you break the drugs out, if you just pick up that guitar and start shredding it, everyone's on your side. By the time you mention whatever, they're all on board with you. So that's another one.
The effects of a bite from a cobra, from folks who have survived it, have really compared it to being fairly similar to a psychedelic experience. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to try to mess around with serotonin levels and endorphins via this guy.
But what I'm really passionate about is the art form, the kind of almost tribal, just bass, communicative way that solos are to me and throughout rock. I mean, it's like deaf people have their own language, dolphins kind of make noises at each other. It's kind of like that, guitars just going back and forth.
Other neurological effects that have been described from folks have included, especially after being bitten by a king cobra. I read one account where vision started to be encroached by just blackness, and tunnel vision started to set in until the guy was only able to find his way to a place to sit down, because even when his eyes was open as wide as they could be, he was staring through what appeared to him as tiny pinholes.
I'm saying something with my guitar, Casey's responding and maybe, saying, I don't know what I'm talking about with his, and then I'm saying, no, you don't know what you're talking about, and it's the language. I mean, there's 26 letters in our alphabet. There's 21 frets along the neck of the guitar. If you throw out Z and X and a couple other useless letters, it's really, I'm not sure what the coding is exactly, but it's a language. That's pretty much undeniable.
Actually, I have a friend who was once sprayed full in the face, and it blasted his eyes with a full stream of venom. And he was blinded. He wasn't able to see.
It pretty much goes without saying, if you can shred an axe, you're going to get yourself some tang.
I can tell you about an experience that I had with a female cobra we had at the Dallas Zoo for several years.
Like, say there's some girls over and they're kind of like, he's just cute. But then you pick up that guitar and all of a sudden, you're it.
I think the cobra picked up on the fact we weren't going to hurt her, so it started raining pussy.
But you're getting it on, that's a good, 5-6 minutes of banging. Soloing, I can solo forever. And it's real. I'd like to see a chick fake a solo. Not going to happen.
Man, cobras are fucking badass.
Really, solos are all around us. This is a part of life. If you breathe really good, that's kind of like a solo with your body. And if you see a really sweet car, that's a solo, kind of the guy that made that car up. And, even in nature, I think a solo, like a sunset is how God solos. Those are God's solos, sunsets. That's how I feel.
Motherfuckers!